We don't talk about cats enough, and honestly, I went to vet school 20 some odd years ago. I graduated, and at the time we were taught that cats are little dogs. You know, everybody gets about the same thing, and you know, science has come a ways in understanding how cats are different than dogs. Cats need to eat high quality meat. They are obligate carnivores. They have to eat meat in order to survive and thrive. Cats are like little desert creatures, right? They need to have the moisture in their food. They kill a mouse and there's moisture in that animal. You kill a rabbit, there's moisture in your food. But now we've taken all the moisture, almost all of the moisture out of a kibble dry diet and expect these cats to be able to, you know, somehow make up for it. And they generally don't get enough moisture. So we see health problems as a result of that.
The cats are about 7 years old now. I actually just rotate and change up their diet, whatever raw foods we carry. I just kind of rotate through them, and they're so used to it that I can literally do it every day and they don't miss a beat. But they're extremely less picky than a lot of cats that I've had over the years because we have introduced them to so many different varieties. And I see a big difference between the cats I had when I was younger versus the cats that I had now. They always had goopy eyes, they always had dirty ears, and those cats were dry fed only.
Cats with chronic dehydration, because they just haven't been getting enough moisture. We see urinary issues, kidney problems, all sorts of inflammatory issues, diabetes, obesity would be another big one. And that's kind of an underlying issue. But the moisture content is really just important to keeping the tissues hydrated. Constipation, a lot of cats that are constipated.
These cats that we currently have, Oregano and Spice, started off with formula and went from formula to can to the raw food, and it's a world of difference. Like, their eyes are clear, their ears are clean. I've never had an ear issue. They've never had any health issues in the 7 years that we've had them. They maintain their weight a little bit better, and their coats are really shiny. They don't shed as much as the other cats did. So it's definitely a bigger difference.
We have this preconception that it is more difficult to feed a canned diet, just because you have to take, and there's the can and there's the smell, and people, need to kind of get used to that. And there's a transition for some cats that have been eating a dry diet their entire life. They just haven't been used to that kind of food, and you have to transition them into it. Cats can be more stubborn than dogs, especially if they grew up with their kibble and they've never had any other texture, they've never had any other taste. They have to get their taste used to these more natural tastes, and that can take some time. Some cats can make a transition quicker than others, but again, it's the same method, right? You take and you just add a little bit of something fresh, and you may have to actually separate it out. Here's what your regular food, and here's the new stuff. And it's not mixed together, so you don't adulterate either one. Cats can be pretty picky about that kind of thing. Even if you leave the new food out next to the old for a while, just so they get used to the fact that it's there, and then they can get a little more interested in it.